She's the type of journalist. Putain, there is lights. Oh, I don't know how to. Oh, voilà, voilà. Hello there, my name is Pauline Wendy, and for those who don't know me, my thing I do, yeah, is give you my 2 cents on books written by black and brown authors. However, in this particular occasion, I've decided to give you my 2 cents about an event that had me scratching and thinking a bit. I'm talking about the interview that Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie gave during La Nuit des Idées. That can be translated to The Night of Ideas at Quai d'Orsay in Paris.
That's good.
I wanted to give you my opinion on the event for 2 reasons. First, I'm French, in case you were wondering where the accent was from. Ooh la la, oui oui. And this interview was made in my country, so this is my duty for me to tell you more about it. The second reason is Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. She is my girl. The first story I've read from her was The Headstrong Historian, and it was so good that it actually disgusted me from writing. This is how good she is. When I was 7 years old, I used to just stand up in front of the class and just tell the story that I had invented to all of my classmates. Well, she is the writer I was aspiring to become. She is so good. I have read all of her books, and yet I don't even have the guts to review them here at Chocolate Reading because I feel like whatever I would say about her books, it would never give justice to her craft. She is beauty, excellence. She's more than Africa.
Est-ce que vos livres sont lus au Nigeria?
They do, shocking.
Tout à fait, ça va peut-être vous choquer, mais oui.
They do.
Est-ce qu'il y a des librairies au Nigeria? Je vois, mais c'est précisément parce que ça vous fait réagir comme ça que je pose la question.
This attempt of interview happened during Nuit des Idées, which is a French initiative to promote free exchange of knowledge across the world. This is an international event because it happened in 5 different continents across 62 countries. Kyoto and Hong Kong, UK, Tunisia, Madagascar, you name it. During those events, lots of subjects, lot of contents are discussed. You can have modern utopia, you can have space conquest, ecology, the advancements of artificial intelligence, or the place of the woman in Europe. Plenty subjects, and I think we should all give a round of applause to l'Institut Français, the French Institute, and French networks they have abroad for making this happen. This is a very positive platform where global phenomenon and world issues are freely discussed. Chimamanda Adichie was the guest of honor for the 2018 edition. She has been presented and truly is a huge representative of African feminism. And you might already know her as Beyoncé took part of a TED Talk to include on her song Flawless. The interview was conducted by Caroline Brouet, and I made really deep search about her, meaning I've looked for a Twitter account. And come to find out, she is a radio host for France Culture, which is a French radio station. So I have sat through the 2 hours long event and watched it on YouTube. And the interview started very, very well. The journalist asked about how hard it was to be a writer and a militant at the same time. Chimamanda explained all the advice she was giving to her students, as far as not censoring themselves in their writing process. She talks about how literature can be influenced in people's mentality as well. So it was really good, but then I need to admit, from the get-go, from the jump, I did not like the way Caroline was asking her questions. I mean, she is the type of journalist She will ask you a question, then answer it for you with what she thinks you're gonna say, and then ask you to put more meat on the skeleton she just created. For instance, "Hi, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. That's really nice to meet you. Can you tell me who you are?" I mean, I'm sure we all know that you're really renowned authors all across the world that are from Nigeria. You're also a feminist and a fierce militant, and you're also married, and you have written so many books in so many languages. You are known all over the world. However, could you expand on who you are? Well, I guess what's left for me to say? I guess you said it all. I mean, I like blue. Also, most of Caroline's Brouet questions were closed questions, leaving Chimamanda with only two choices: yes or no. You're trying to avoid this type of question when you do an interview. Come on, you don't ask, "Did you have a good weekend?" You ask, "How was your weekend? What did you do over the weekend?" Come on, Caroline, this is journalism 101. After a very boring opening speech,
En effet, s'agissant d'un événement international qui se déploie sur 5 continents et dans 62 pays, la notion de lancement doit être accommodée avec celle du décalage horaire.
this was the French Minister for European Affairs, by the way. She was making a joke. The pace of the interview was really sluggish and a bit pompous, so I'm thinking maybe Caroline tried, with those two questions, to give a little kick to it. Maybe to make the buzz for an interview that otherwise you and me would have not bothered watching. I don't know, I'm just saying. But it did work. It did make the buzz. But this is where she did her thing wrong. Got yourself looking like a damn fool, Caroline. Even if we did not know who Chimamanda was, which is possible, okay? You've just introduced her as being super popular, as the place was packed like it never has been before in such events. Chimamanda brought the crowd. A crowd you said was bigarré, which is just a pretentious word for saying, "Oh my God, there are so many black and brown people in here. This is unprecedented." You've just said that her book were translated in 35 different languages. So what do you mean by, "Do people read your books in Nigeria?" Making yourself looking like a damn fool, Caroline. Those two sharp and short, stupid questions were in the middle of elongated, wannabe super intelligent questions. So obviously, Caroline, you lost us. You didn't prepare us for those questions. So Chimamanda out there thinking, where the heck is this fool going with this? And we are out there thinking, is she attacking me? Actually, no, Chimamanda. She was attacking us. Our intelligence, the French. The French people that do not read exist. Fair enough. But who are you talking about? The youth? The youth, they might not read, but they eat and they party. So if you go and ask them about Nigeria, they probably will answer P-Square, jollof rice, but not Boko Haram. Youth is culturally aware. And I can even turn it around. I live abroad, okay? I'm French and I'm not surrounded by people that actually read about, books written by French authors. However, when they ask me questions, they ask me to translate the song from Stromae, okay? They ask me if I can cook macaroons, but I've never been questioned about the terrorist attacks that, Je suis Charlie, and the movement Je suis Charlie. Never. That's yourself looking like a damn fool, Caroline. Okay, Caroline, maybe you were trying to school us about the fact that in Nigeria, maybe there is a lack in their infrastructure when it comes to exposing authors. Just ask her about it. What does Nigeria have in place to help expose their own established authors and their very talented upcoming ones? See what I did there? An open question. Journalism 101. And the worst thing is, her questions were so awkwardly presented that she found herself explaining to the audience why her questions are good questions.
On parle du Nigeria, on parle de Boko Haram. Quand on parle du Nigeria, on parle de problèmes de violence, des problèmes de sécurité. Je voudrais profiter de votre présence pour que vous nous parliez du Nigeria, peut-être autrement, dans la façon dont on ne le connaît pas. D'où cette question. Est-ce qu'il y a des librairies dans votre pays? Bien entendu, je suppose que oui. Mais est-ce qu'on lit au Nigeria? Je pourrais poser la question de la même façon en France. Est-ce qu'on lit en France? Aujourd'hui, on répond de moins en moins.
She looked like a comedian on stage, explaining to the audience why her jokes are supposed to be hilarious. You just killed it. Has anybody like spare tomatoes I can throw? I was so impressed and proud by Chimamanda because she answered the question with such poised. You know, she was poised. And she answered, yes, people do read her books in Nigeria. And actually, those books spark conversation in the African diaspora that we need to have. How much classier can you get? She did pull Caroline out of the water of her ocean of nonsense several times in the interview. Like when she asked the question about the hair. Oh, Chimamanda, your hair are so nice. It must have took you so long to do. Why is it so important? Why is hair so important for y'all black people, women? You know what's so sad is that the rest of the interview got lost in the mix because of those quacks, you know. And this interview actually had juice in it. Like we learned that Americana will be a movie because the rights have been bought by Lupita Nyong'o, that it will be starred by David Oyelowo. Yeah. The authors that Chimamanda loved and actually has been inspired by when she was, younger, and she's people that she actually loved, anecdotes about her family, and then at the end there was a nice Q&A with an audience that was actually super clued on. I'm all for journalists asking snappy, risky, and controversial questions, but it has to be in a form of a down-to-earth conversation, all right? Get off your high horses, okay? Take off your wig if you have one, take off your bra if you have one, and just hold a sincere conversation, okay? Bounce back to what Chimamanda tells you instead of trying to fit all your stupid questions in, okay? Let Chimamanda tell us about Nigeria and the issue they might have, and really do not impose to us your prejudiced view that you wrongly assumed most French people have. Okay, that's it for me. I put the link of the entire interview in the descriptions, so go ahead and have a look if you're interested and tell me what you think about it. I also put the link of Chimamanda's TED Talk, We All Should Be Feminist. It's right there. And I also put the link of The Things Around Your Neck, which is the collection of a short story. And this is in this collection that you can find The Headstrong Historian, which is the short story that made me stop writing. Okay, this is so perfect, so excellent. So that's it. And if you like the video, okay, you like it, you share it, and you subscribe, mes chéris, subscribe. Alright, that's it for me. This was chocolate reading in this afterthought sessions. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.